animals. So in a separate video, we have discussed the meaning and the importance of transportation, and then we have discussed the transportation in plants. Now we will discuss what is the importance of transportation in animals. So when we talk about animals, there are two types of animals in general. Those are unicellular animals or unicellular organisms, and we have multicellular animals. When we talk about unicellular organisms, that basically contains amoeba and paramecium. But when we talk about the other case, that basically includes the human beings and other types of animals like carnivores or omnivores. So when we talk about the unicellular organisms, because they have only single cell and they require low energy, their energy requirement is also low as compared to the multicellular organisms. So because the single cell has to perform this function, they don't have a separate circulatory system, or they don't have a separate transport system. They only do the transportation with the help of cell diffusion. So with the help of cell diffusion, that is the movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration, they can easily perform the function of transportation. But this is not the case in multicellular organisms, because they have a complex structure, and because of this complex structure they require more energy, and this more energy or this complex structure, the transportation in this complex structure is only solved if we have a dedicated organ system or a dedicated system of various organs joined together to perform a specific function. In the case of humans, it is known as the circulatory system. So now we will discuss what is the circulatory system and what are the types of circulatory system in the humans. Now, as in the name suggests, circulatory or circulation, which basically means the movement of substances. Now with this movement of substances, it can be either of two types. So we have the blood circulatory system and the lymph circulatory system. Now what is the difference between these two circulatory systems? If the movement of substances, if the substances that are to be transported from one part to the other part are soluble in water, then they will be transported through the blood circulatory system. And those substances which are not dissolved in water, like if we have fatty acids which are not soluble in water, will be transported through the lymph circulatory system. This is the most basic difference between the two types of circulatory system. So as we have discussed the main headings of this system, we should now discuss the different parts of these circulatory systems also. In the case of blood circulatory system, we have the heart, which is a muscular organ which does the pumping of the blood, because of which the blood transports to different parts of the body. Then we have the different blood vessels. So blood vessels are basically which is a combination of the arteries, veins and capillaries together. Now when these are joined together, they become the blood vessels, and in the end we have the blood. So blood vessels and the heart together make the blood circulatory system, and blood is made up of 90% of water. That means all the substances which are soluble in water, like we have nitrogen element, phosphorus, potassium and even calcium, or different types of elements are easily soluble in water and only transported through the blood circulatory system. Now coming on to the lymph circulatory system, we have three components, that is lymph, which is actually the fluid connective tissue which transfers the fatty acids or other substances not soluble in water. Then we have lymph vessels. Lymph vessels are the tubes in which the lymph tissue flows and which have dissolved substances. And the third is the lymph node. So lymph nodes are basically the enlargement of the lymph vessels. When the lymph nodes are enlarged, that means that particular area has certain illness or that has certain infection. That is the main identification of various infection in the human body. So this was the concept of the transportation in animals. We have discussed why transportation is different for different types of animals, like in amoeba and in humans. So in coming on to the humans, we have two types of circulatory system, like we have the blood circulatory system and the lymph circulatory system. In the case of blood circulatory system, it is made up of three different components, that is the heart, the blood vessels and the blood. In the case of lymph, it is also made up of three components, that is lymph vessels and the lymph nodes. So this was the concept on the transportation in animals.